I bet you weren't expecting to see Milo and Roller Skater in a deck today. Inspired by the deck piloted by the beard guy in my recent rock, paper, scissors video, I have created this monstrosity. The basic idea is simple. Get your energy in the discard pile, you play 14, should be pretty easy. Get Coalossal set up, and then start accelerating the energy to your Pokemon. With its ability Tar Generator, you can attach a fire energy and a fighting energy from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. So they can be on the bench or in the active spot. It's not like Malamar where they have to be on the bench. You can put it anywhere you want. And that's about it. I wish there was something more to the deck, but there isn't. I have a bunch of 1-ofs in here like Cramorant and Dubwool and Heatran and Drampa, and those complement the 2 Sandaconda I play, because with Sand Breath you have to get rid of 2 energy, but you do 220 damage, and that's boosted with Diancie and Dojo. And to sort of help the deck get its rare candies and its stadiums and all that, I play the Order Pad engine. Honestly, there's a dozen different ways you can play Coalossal. This is just my very first build, and I wasn't expecting much. I played it in testing. It shouldn't have worked as well as it did, but I think I went on a 5-game win streak just to kick it off. And I've been messing around with a whole bunch of different GXs. I have Heatran-GX in the deck right now. I used to have Braixen and Charizard, Marshadow and Machamp. I never use them. Their GX attacks just aren't great. You know, Braixen and Charizard helps you get out of a slow start, but that's about it. Honestly, I just want to pull off Drampa's GX attack. You heard that right. They did print Z crystals in the TCG, and because Drampa knows Dragon Claw, I can use Destructive Drake GX, which doesn't have a damage cap. It has 80 times the amount of energy attached to it. So if I have if I have 10 energy attached to it, I'm doing 800 damage. The combo is nearly impossible to pull off, but it's fun to think about. And with that said, let's get on to game number 1. Game 1 sees us against a metal, grass, colorless dark deck. Depending on whether or not they're from Sun and Moon or Sword and Shield, we might have a weakness advantage against every single Pokemon in that deck because we play Fighting and Fire. And this is a horrible start, but if we flip heads on Order Pad, you'll see why it's in the deck. If we don't, then you'll never play Order Pad in a deck again. And so it's a metal deck, and they also play Milo. So that's pretty funny. I'm guessing we're about to see a Zacian in the front. You do definitely want to draw a card, and there's a Mew. So Cramorant is going to be completely useless. And we'll Order Pad, and we flip Tails. So I think we just attach to Sandaconda and pass. Oh, it's Scissor GX. That's pretty cool. I don't know. Oh, and there's Zacian V. Okay, so it's just going to be probably a metal box deck. And so we can't knock out Zacian V unless we have Dojo. Diancie will put us 10 damage short, so we need to go behind on prizes and have the Dojo. And they're probably just going to start Psi Power. Well, and they Marnied us. Awesome. You know, the card sometimes hurts you, sometimes helps you. Let's see if it got us anything good. Nope. If we flip heads on Order Pad, I guess we just get a switch and we use Cramorant. Okay, there's Roller Skater. And with Roller Skater, you discard a card from your hand. If you do, you draw 2 cards. If you discarded an energy, you draw 2 more, so 4. And yeah, I think we'll just Roller Skater first, not rely on the Order Pad. That's not bad. And we'll see if we get anything off the Order Pad. We do. I definitely have a couple choices. I think I just go for the Stadium Nav. And I have a bunch of 1-ofs in here. I have 1 Stadium Nav, 1 Pokémon, 1 Energy Spinner. There's a Pokégear in here. And that's just so Order Pad has something to get. And Pokégear gets me supporters. Stadium Nav gets me stadiums. It goes on. You want Order Pad to get you something. And that's why I play all the 1-ofs. Oh, and when Pokégear's in my hand. And we're punished. Alright, so I should have grabbed a switch. Let's just... Is there any energy in the discard? There is. But we can't attack with Sandaconda. I think we just put 20 on the Mew, just so they don't get cute with us and try and Psy Power all day long. I think we just sort of pressure them a little bit. I don't play Ordinary Rod, so if this Drampa goes down, that's it. And we're relying on Heatran-GX. And another Marnie. Great. Just play it all day long. And there's the Heat Factory we wanted, and this is a horrible hand. They're retreating into Jirachi. And they're grabbing a Research. And it's just an Intrepid Sword, so they're having a bad start too. Except they're powering up their Zacian in the process. So we got a Fire Energy. Things are hopefully going to end up working for us. Milo. Okay, this is why I play Milo over, 2 Milo, 2 Roller Skater, because Milo lets you discard anything. You just discard 2 cards from your hand and draw 2 cards for each card you discarded. That's why he's in the deck. It's just, what do we discard? A Quick Ball could get us a Cramorant. We have lots of Coalossal, but I don't want to get rid of it quite yet. Sandaconda. It's not an evolution, so Scissor GX. I think we just get rid of Sandaconda and Quick Ball and just hope these 4 cards are something. And they are something. So we're knocking out the Jirachi. I think we bench the Rolycoly. I don't want to use Sandaconda to take the knockout because their Zacian's ready to go. Do I want to take the knockout? Because I need to knock out the Zacian. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll knock him out with Drampa. We'll just attach the Fire Energy there. And then we will just, we'll see if we get Energy Spinner. We don't. Okay. So we have to use Dragon Arcana, and even though it doesn't have 2 different types of energy attached, it's still enough to knock out a Jirachi. And that Milo will be drawing his cards unless they play Marnie for a 3rd turn in a row. And there's the Scissor GX. It has a very good ability. If its HP remaining is 100 or less, its attacks do 80 more damage, and Steel Wing reduces the damage you take in the following turn, and Metal Frying Pan reduces the damage, and if they play Lucario and Melmetal, you also reduce more damage, and you can use something like Shrine and Island Challenge Amulet to get it down to 100 or less very quickly. Or does Island Challenge Amulet even work? Something to look up. I'm sure I'll build a Scissor GX deck down the road and we'll find out if Island Challenge Amulet actually works with it. So Drampa's going down. I think I'll just send Sandaconda into the active. Or, yeah, so there's Lucario and Melmetal, so if they GX us, that's really bad, because then we're doing 30 less, plus 30 less, so that's 60 less. Sand Breath is short, so we'd have to go behind on prizes, have Dojo, and have Diancie. So that's if we want to knock out a Zacian V. We can knock out the Lucario Melmetal pretty much whenever, but we don't play catcher effects. That's another thing that's missing in the deck. I think we play 1 Pokemon catcher, but Cramorant V is pretty much my catcher effect. It can hit anything on the bench if they try and retreat, but the Mew puts us in a tough position. And you're sort of seeing, this is a first iteration of the deck with, I'm basically just swapping out Pokemon just to see what works. But, you might want to just dump the Order Pad engine, put in custom catchers, put in just put in more consistency cards. And this is actually really good because the Drampa is going to survive. If Milo, I could knock out the Zacian if we get the Draconium Z. So I hope they understand what they've done. They've unlocked my trap card, hopefully. Are they worried that Sandaconda is going to come up and hit them? I don't know if they're playing it safe or if... Whoa, they're playing it really safe. And there's Diancie. We can't get rid of that, so I think we have to dump the Rolycoly and the Switch, or we just don't draw any cards this turn and just switch into Drampa and take a prize. It's a tough call, but I think taking a prize might be the smarter decision here, because these are two prizers, and we might have to go through both either way. So I think we just take the knockout, save the Rolycoly in case we have to Milo it, and just Dragon Arcana. I guess they just missed an energy last turn. That's probably what happened. They were probably split between, do we go with Scissor GX, do we go with Zacian V, and what are they planning on doing here? That's, you do 100. Are they going to try and cross-cut? And there's Milo. I did pull trade-locked full art Milo, and the art's actually really good. I didn't put it in the deck because I didn't want to have a 1-1 split of normal and full art. But, you know, I basically just discarded Milo when I read the set list and said, this card's never going to be good. And then all of a sudden, it was good. You know, I'm putting it in a deck with Roller Skater, 2 supporters that you think would be horrible. Okay. They increased the damage to 100, so we have a little bit left. We're going to lose a Rare Candy. That's fine. I'll put the Diancie down. I'm just going to research. I want to try and get the GX attack off because that would be hilarious. And we failed. But we do have 2 Coalossal up and running. We are coming up short on the fighting energy though. And we have Roller Skater, we have Research, we have Dojo. Dojo's not going to really matter. I can't retreat. I pretty much just have to attack with Drampa again. And that is unfortunate. But we may as well just Tar Generator a fire onto Sandaconda. And I think I'm doing 10 damage. I might do, what, 10 damage? Because I don't have a fighting? Yep, 10 whole damage. And they're attaching to the Mew. Are they going to clean the Drampa up with the Mew and put 10 damage on Sandaconda? What are they planning? Okay. And they're going to attach Metal Saucer. I guess they're just waiting, but... Oh, that's an odd decision. I think they need to be more aggressive with this deck. And one advantage with Coalossal, or one funny thing, is that at a certain point you can attack with Diancie. If you're facing something like a spread deck, you can use Diancie to heal damage and do damage. I haven't done it yet, but it is a possibility. And we can attack with Sandaconda. We'll go get a fighting energy just to thin it out of the deck and increase Heat Factory's chances of getting us something good. There's another Coalossal. I think we'll just Pokécomet back. So we have Heatran, we have Cramorant. I think we just preemptively get the Heatran just to sort of show it to him. Or do we just get a Rolycoly? How many rare candies do we have? We have 1 rare candy left. And I don't really want to research at the end of this game. So I may have made a mistake there, but they're going to lose the Mew. I think we just grab the Heatran and sort of show it to him. And I think we do bench it. Just because we can accelerate a lot of fire energy to it right now. Put the fire on the Heatran, the fighting there, and we'll attach the fire there. And I think it's worth attaching the fighting. Can they knock out? They can easily knock out Sandaconda next turn with Brave Blade. But I think that's what I want. So we attach there. Sure. See what happens. Sand Breath for knockout. Get rid of 2 fighting. And whatever they send up is getting knocked out by Heatran's GX attack. If they target the Heatran, that's not great. And there's the Dragonium Z. Little late to the party. I'm really hoping I can get a good match off where I use Dragonium Z and just my opponent has no idea what's happening. That would make this video, but I'm sure I'll do it off camera and I won't be able to show it to you. And they bumped the heat factory, that's totally fine. They have another Scyther, so we have to take 2 knockouts because I don't think we're going to find our Pokemon catcher. And if we do, I don't think we're going to flip heads. But it would be pretty funny to knock out Lucario Melmetal for game right here. How many fighting are in the discard? So it's 3-3 split. We do need some fire energy. And there's Coalossal. So with Drampa in the discard, we don't need Dragonium Z. We can just get that. And yeah, the catcher's prized. So who is going to take our final knockout? I think that will be Cramorant. We knocked out the Mew. I think we want to surprise them with Cramorant though. So we probably want to attach to Diancie. Attach to Diancie. We'll put a fighting on Diancie. Got that and that. Oh, I may have screwed up. Uh-oh. May have got ahead of myself. Got the fire and the fighting. Oh, and I made a mistake. Made a big mistake. Big mistake. Okay. Now what do we do? They can't attack next turn. They'd have to do some switch shenanigans. So I think we just Steaming Stomp. So I made a big mistake. I think I forgot about the frying pan and the removal of weakness, so that could cost us. But Scissor GX doesn't hit very hard unless it has a lot of damage on it. So maybe we won't be punished for this. You know, unless they have a switch, retreat. Okay, so they'd have to have attach, saucer, switch to be able to do anything. And we're doing 60 less. So I think I'm 10 damage short on that just normally. So I'd have to attach a 7th. The math is hurting my brain, but I'm pretty sure we can knock out the Scissor GX. It would just take all the fighting all the fire would have to go on the Heatran. That's fine. You can knock out the Diancie. I don't care. We'll send up the Diancie. I don't even think you'd knock out Diancie. So we're just going to retreat into Heatran, take the knockout. We need all 7 fire energy to take the knockout though. Oh! Right, Berserker. Forgot about Berserker too. So we'll send up Heatran. Oh! So my mistake definitely cost us this game. Because they're just going to come up with Zacian and win. So I have to use Cramorant right now, knock out the Zacian, and then... Okay. We're recalculating. We're doing this all over again. Okay. So we'll get rid of Coalossal. We'll get Cramorant. Cramorant will bail us out. We'll spit shot the Zacian. I'm pretty sure it's a knockout. They didn't use Full Metal Wall this game. We'll put the fire energy in there. We'll get a fighting energy. We'll get a fighting energy. We do have a switch left, and we actually have a pretty good 10 cards left if I did decide to research. Okay, so we attach there. Tar generator, just everything there. Doesn't matter. And then we retreat into Cramorant. Coalossal, all that energy back there. And then I guess just burn the hand down? No. To research or not to research? We might get reset stamped. But I have win right here anyway. So it doesn't matter if we get stamped, because Coalossal will just put the energy back on the Cramorant, and if for some reason they knock out a Coalossal and Viridian stays in play, we can accelerate 2 with the remaining Coalossal, put an extra energy with Viridian onto the Cramorant, and knock out the Berserker. I made this game a lot tougher than it needed to be, but you know, that's what happens when you're trying to talk while playing and not noticing frying pans and berserkers and all that. But barring any last minute craziness, this should be a win. You know, the Heatran still needs a lot of energy to take a knockout, but as long as Cramorant is able to attack next turn, we win. They just can't get, you know, Ordinary Rod, Quick Ball from you, and that's game. Okay. We were not punished. Just our brain just hurts a little bit, but, you know, I was not punished. And you're seeing, this is pretty much what happened in my testing. Cramorant V was the MVP. You know, you could pretty much just build a Cramorant V Sandaconda deck with catchers and Coalossal, and I'll give him the well played. Yes, it wasn't my original deck. You can thank the beard guy for that. But you can just play Cramorant V, 2 of those, 2 Sandaconda, Ordinary Rod, get your Coalossal set up, and I have Dubwool in there. Yeah, I don't know why that's in there either. I just thought it was funny. But yeah, MVP, Cramorant, 100%. It is the best card in this deck. Spit Shot, you can just do that all day long. If you're playing against single prize decks, they do not want you hitting certain Pokemon on the bench, and Spit Shot just lets you do that turn after turn. I played a baby Dragapult deck. They put a Dragapult in the active. I said, nah, I'm not hitting that. And I just pinged their Malamar and their Inkay and a Dreepy. Cramorant V is just amazing. We'll go another game and we'll see if it can be the MVP one more time. For game 2, we see Lightning, Grass, Psychic, Colorless. So, like in the last game, we pretty much have a weakness advantage against everything. And they're giving us letting us go first. So this could be either really good or really bad. We need Stadium Nav to get us Heat Factory, and we need Order Pad to get us Quick Ball, I guess. Oh, we're playing against the Confusion deck. This should be fun. Okay. Well, not fun. Okay, we got 2 heads. Heat Factory's in the deck. We'll go for Hearth. We only play 2 Switch, but thanks to Cramorant... Yeah, we only play 2 Switch because you know how Cramorant is our catcher effect, Coalossal is our switch effect. It just accelerates energy into play, and this deck is going to take some time to get ready. I don't know why they chose to go second. That seems a little odd. We'll Order Pad and see if we get anything. We do not. We got Quick Ball, another Order Pad, and there it is. So we don't have a Rare Candy, so there's not really a point, or we don't have a Coalossal, so there's no point to get a Rare Candy. The Dragonium Z probably isn't going to matter. I think we probably just grab a Pokégear in case Milo doesn't get us anything next turn. Just a preemptive one. And we'll Quick Ball the Fighting Energy. Just get another Rolycoly. Sandaconda is weak to grass, but I don't think they're ever going to attack with a Parasect, so I think we just send it out there. And we can actually, if we get a switch, we can knock out the Xurkitree if we also find Diancie. And in retrospect, maybe that Order Pad should have grabbed something I didn't want because I'm just going to Milo it away. But maybe they'll Marnie us. Who knows? I play Shrine. That's fine. Yeah, it's just Heatran that we have to worry about with Shrine. I'm guessing we're just going to see a lot of Paris, a lot of Parasect. You know, there's a lot of other Pokemon they could have used for Confusion. You know, they could have used the Alolan Marowak GX. That would have been real gutsy of them. Because I think if a Alolan Marowak GX gets hit, the opponent is confused. Or honestly, you can use really any Pokemon. Uh-oh, didn't see that one coming. Alright, that's bad. Well, I want to knock you out now. But you can realistically use any Pokemon with Ear Ringing Bell to cause confusion. It's not like you have to use a Pokemon that's attack causes confusion or ability. And I think we just Milo the Pokégear. No, we'll Hearth first. Thin more energy out. And we'll do that. We'll hold on to the Pokégear. We'll Milo the 2 energy. 2 Order Pad. Alright, we need an Order Pad to get us a Quick Ball. We need an Order Pad to get us a Quick Ball. Well, saw that one coming. Sure, let's just attach Sand Eater. They're going to confuse us, and that's bad. We went 1 for 4 on Order Pad this game. We just needed to go 2 for 4, and this game pretty much would have been ours. So I think we'll switch tactics a little bit. Okay, that might be why they play Circuitry as Speed Lightning Energy. But I think we'll switch tactics a little bit and just try and Cramorant a little bit just to get rid of their Parasect. Because that'll get annoying real fast. So we have to hope that the Pokégear can get us a Research or even a Roller Skater. Because we do have 1 Fire Energy left in the deck. So that would be fine. We can Hearth away whatever we need to get the Fire Energy. We have 2 Parasect set up. They might have a 3rd. I think we just hit the bench all day long. So the good thing with Confusion is we can retreat. Okay, we have a Research. Perfect. We'll just Research. Hope we get Cramorant. Or a way to get Cramorant, but we don't. So I think we just sort of figured it out, because they need to play Absol or something, because we can just retreat all day long between these two, and it doesn't really matter. So we'll Tar Generator, and Sand Eater takes a knockout on a Circuitry. So that is totally fine. And then we still want to see Cramorant. That would be ideal. That's a Fire Energy, and you're seeing why I play Roller Skater and Milo. Roller Skater, you just discard that energy and you're fine. I guess I'll just... Okay, they Marnied us. That puts pretty much all our supporters on the bottom of the deck. I think we do play 4 Research, and that's fine by me. I actually might attack with Diancie if we ever get the chance. I just don't know if we'll get the chance. And we have Cramorant if it's in the deck. So we can... This is why Coalossal is so good. We're playing a deck that could do really well against us, but because Coalossal just... It's your switch effect. And of course it is prized. But we'll just use Drampa, take the knockout, and they don't have a backup Circuitry, so we will retreat in the Drampa, do 140 damage with Dragon Arcana, and take a knockout, and they have nothing left. I don't know if they'll be able to surprise us with anything. And we'll put Fire Energy there, and the Fighting there. And that is a knockout. And let's see if they have a way to respond. And there's Cramorant, just a little bit late. And if you were reading Coalossal's ability and you're thinking to yourself, wow, that is amazing, you're not alone. The possibilities with this guy are pretty much endless. Every big fire deck can use it, every fighting deck can use it, every colorless deck can use it. And unlike something like Vikavolt from the early Sun and Moon days, Coalossal exists in a format with Pokemon that have 340 hit points. You know, Vikavolt was used in Tapu Bulu and Rayquaza decks, but those only had something like 180 HP. Now Coalossal can work with your tag teams, your VMAX. This is going to be a good card for as long as it's in standard. And this is just the first iteration of it. You know, I already have plans for a Mewtwo and Mew version. Like, my mind is going crazy with how much I could do with it. The only downside is that Coalossal wishes Buzzwole GX was still in standard. They would work so well together, just because I can't remember the name of Buzzwole's attack, but you couldn't attack the following turn. So you would just retreat, re-accelerate the energy, and you'd be fine. But Buzzwole GX is over and expanded, so you can't do it. And it's just sad. Alright, so same strategy, and we only have to get rid of 1 energy. And we'll probably just ditch a fighting. And we re-accelerate. And you're seeing it in action. This is what's been happening in testing all day long. I don't need a switch because Coalossal is my switch. Put a fire there, fighting there. Actually, I didn't. Oh no, I do need to. I do need to Sand Breath. That would be just a little short with the Sand Eater. And there's just so much you can do. You know, I don't think I have enough time to list the amount of decks that Coalossal could just make work. But there's so many things you can try. You can get rid of the Hearth, get rid of the Heat Factory, just go with, you know, Dojo, Research, Quick Ball, Acrobike. You know, yeah, so you could use Acrobike just to help you try and accelerate energy into the discard. I think Order Pad is helpful to get your Rare Candy. Otherwise, to get Rare Candy, you have to use something like Green's Exploration, which becomes useless once you play Coalossal, or you have to use Skyla. Order Pad, just, yes, it's a coin flip, but it helps. I don't like playing a Stage 2 deck without a way to get Rare Candy, and Order Pad's just the easiest way. That way you essentially you play 8 ways to get Rare Candy, or 8 ways to use Rare Candy. Obviously you have to flip a lot, but, and we're sort of just on autopilot at this point. We'll put the, oh yeah, we have to accelerate again. Yeah, we'll just attach. We will ditch the, how many Rare Candies are we down? We're down 2, and we have a Coalossal left. We get the fire. Dubwool V, I thought it would be fine to close out a game. You know, say your opponent's taken 5 prizes, then Revenge Blast does, what, 300 damage? So it's one of those cards where, you know, it could be good in certain situations, but I think you can get by without it. It's a tar generator. Put that there and that there. And when you're using Coalossal's ability, make sure you pay attention to what the game is saying, because it can be a little tough to see, because you have to choose fire goes first and then fighting. So I don't want to put the fire on Drampa because it needs 2 different ones. So I'll put the fire energy there and the fighting on the front. So you have to pay attention to that, because you might easily misclick. And you can't take it back on PTC Geo. And do they have another attacker? They're down 3 Xurkitree. They have played an Ordinary Rod. They have a Parasect in the discard, so they have 3 Parasect set up, which is pretty admirable. I mean, anytime you play a Parasect deck, this is the toughest thing to do, is get these Parasect into play. And they got 3. Oh, and they give us the win. I'll try one more game, but if not, this will be the end of the video right here. Game 3 sees Lightning, Fire, and Grass with a Psychic deck box. So let's see what this could be. And they're going first. You always want to go first with Coalossal, but I'm glad we did not get a basic. That would have been a horrible hand. And there's Drampa, there's Rolycoly. Oh, this would have been perfect if we'd gone first. What are they playing? Oh, did I miss? I think I missed what they were playing. Okay. Well, we'll put the Rolycoly down. But if we'd gone first, we could have... Because, yeah, we can't get a Coalossal setup right now. Well, they took 5 mulligans? Wow. So it's a Cinderace VMAX deck. We can one-shot Cinderace VMAX with Heatran, but it's very unlikely. And they play Boss's Orders. Tool Scrapper is unfortunate. Okay, I think we try and save the Drampa as long as possible, because we can go get a Rolycoly with Quick Ball. We switch into it, let it go down, assuming they get, well, you know, they might whiff. And we just get another Rolycoly, and we move forward from there. And there's okay, so we Roller Skater first, just to see what happens. We get Sandaconda. You can knock out a Cinderace V and a Victini V. Okay, I think we Order Pad first, just to see what happens. That's a Tails, that's tough. And we get rid of that. I think right now we're hoping they whiff. Actually, I think we might just go into the Sandaconda. It'd be great if we had a fighting energy to soften it up a little bit, but I think we switch into Sandaconda, attach a fire energy, because Crimson Legs only does 140, and Cinderace VMAX maxes out at 170, but it does burn. Okay, and they hit Welder, but they're still two-shotting Sandaconda. Cinderace VMAX has counter, which does 30 plus the amount of damage it just received. So if we don't hit into this, we'll be fine. So we kind of just want to take a knockout right here. And I think we Stadium Nav, hope we get Heat Factory. Oh, Stadium Nav. Okay. I think we just gotta go for it. We have too many fire in the discard, so we'll just do that. And we research and hope we get into another rare candy. And we don't. Carkol. So we're just going for it next turn, I guess. Yeah, it's worth it to do that. And we'll get... Who would be the best to have in our hand for next turn? Cramorant isn't good enough. Heatran might be good. Because... Yeah, I really wish we would have been able to put a little bit of damage on that. But Heatran is probably the best one to get. Because we're going to research. Cramorant doesn't do it. Dubwool, we want to save till the end. So I think we get Heatran. But if I had to guess, I think you're about to see this deck lose a game. You know, we went second, which wasn't good. We didn't get a Coalossal turn 2, which isn't good. We couldn't put any chip damage on a Pokemon that is tough for us to knock out in one shot. But if they do evolve into Cinderace VMAX to take this knockout, that would be good, because then we can take 3 prizes with Drampa if everything works out. Milo and Lana, that's fine. I'm trying to take a one-shot here. Okay. And I think I did not see a Sandaconda, another Sandaconda in the deck, so that's rough. Yeah, so we'll attach, and we have to hit a Coalossal. We did hit one. We got a Pokémon. You're seeing why those one-ofs are in the deck. Order Pad just lets you get whatever you need if you plan ahead. So we'll get Coalossal, and we'll evolve one of the Rolycolys because they require a rare candy. With the Carkol, we can just evolve at any point. So we got that. Now we can accelerate. Do we... Hot Burn doesn't make sense. I think I wanted to show off a Dragon Arcana, so we're going to show off a Dragon Arcana, and we can just accelerate to the Heatran just to set that up for next turn. And then Dubwool might actually come into play at the end here. Destructive Drake GX. We're behind on prizes. Is that going to make a difference? No. And Destructive Drake for a knockout. So even if we lose this, I got to show off Drampa using a GX attack. And that's pretty cool. And the Victini V can't knock it out because it has no energy left on it. And there's Sandaconda. Something that's cool is we will be able to use Steaming Stomp for 170 next turn. Because Martial Arts Dojo only cares about the energy. It doesn't care about the type of the Pokemon. So Martial Arts Dojo boosts any Pokemon that has basic fighting, as long as you're behind on prizes. So it's pretty much something you want to heavily consider playing it in this deck, because you can attach it to any colorless or fire type and boost the damage. Even if you're not behind on prizes, it does 10 extra damage. That can be relevant, especially if you have something like Vitality Band attached. And they have a Dedenne. So they could whiff a knockout here, which would be hilarious. There's an evolution in sense, so yeah, they have to evolve now, because counter wouldn't work if I hit a Cinderace V and then they evolve. And there's Reshizard, they're going to stamp us, that's fine. And now what we can do is we can Cramorant that to Denny for game. So this might actually end up as a win if we draw well enough. And there's a Rolycoly into a Coalossal. We don't have the fire energy we need to use Heat Factory. I think we just hold on to these guys. Our bench is a little jammed. That is tough, but we'll just go there, and we'll put the fire energy on Heatran. Because more than likely we're just going to retreat Heatran at some point. And we will Dragon Arcana. I think we hold the fighting energy, just what's left in our discard. So we'll have 2 fighting and 2 fire in there once Drampa gets knocked out. So yeah, we want to do that. And at this point, we're just sort of counting prizes for them. So they'll knock out Drampa. They'll go down to 3 prizes. They'll knock out Heatran, go down to 1 prize. And then we can use Dubwool V to do 300 damage. Okay, and Sandaconda just takes a knockout. So yeah, Dubwool might come in clutch here. So we will retreat into Sandaconda, power it back up, take a knockout. So we got fighting there, and I think we just put the energy on the Diancie. I think that makes the most sense. It's the easiest thing to retreat. You know, that's pretty much the one downside is everything in this deck has a high retreat cost, and you're actually using Diancie to lower your retreat cost. And what's the fire energy situation? We have 2 in the discard, so we've used up 4. There should be 3 left in the deck. If we drop the Heat Factory, I'm just worried about another reset stamp or a Marnie or something. So I think we have to save the quick ball actually, because that would get us our Dubwool at the end of the game. So that's a big knockout. We'll get rid of that and that. I actually don't know if they have a response. That might just be game. You know, they might try and stall, just use Mallow and Lana to stall with something like the Reshizard. You know, even Double Blaze doesn't get them there. They'd have to Welder for 3, you know, attach and Welder for 2, and that's game. And if they manage to even knock out a Sandaconda or a Heatran, then we had Dubwool V coming up to do 300 damage to close out the game because they'd taken 5 prizes. The deck works. It shouldn't. I wasn't even paying attention to Coalossal. You know, it was a pre-release promo, and even then I didn't pay attention. I'll show off the list to you one more time. I took down a VMAX deck with tag teams that seemed to be doing quite well, and we had a rough start, and I haven't even optimized this list. I mean, I play 4 Order Pad. Who plays 4 Order Pad in this day and age? Apparently someone who's crazy, because I'm crazy, but just build this deck. I'll put the list in the description. Build this deck, take it online, mess with it, put in whatever you want. Coalossal, it's just such a great building block. You can build so many decks around it. It's not an expensive card. This deck is very inexpensive. Roller Skater's probably like 10 cents in real life. You can probably get 20 of them for a pack online. Same with Milo. This deck is cheap to build. It takes easy wins. Build this, play with it, have fun. Let me know what changes you'd make to it. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow with another video.